Greetings and welcome back to the Home Slice. Today I'm here with my friend Silas. He's a colleague of mine and he's been so kind as to receive an invitation from me. So when I went back to the US, I left these 4 knives for Silas. But the catch of it is I didn't tell you anything about it at all.
And I don't know much about knives either.
Yeah, so Silas carries a Kershaw Kin Onion. Nice little knife. But he's not an avid researcher, aka nerd, like myself and most of you, let's be honest. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to get some sort of blind observations of what does someone who doesn't know what to look for in certain steels or knife designs, what do they notice in actual use? So you've carried these each 2 weeks, right?
1 week.
1 week, okay. Okay, 1 week each, and put them to some real world use. And before we get into some of the fun kind of games that I've designed, or like reveals, I guess would be a better word, I'll turn the floor over to you, Silas, and why don't you tell us just what was your experience, if you have a favorite, or you noticed anything was particularly good or bad. Tell us about these 4 knives.
Well, to begin with, I named them by their color because I had no idea what to name them. So I started with the orange one. That was my most disappointing one. I expected it to perform the best and to be the strongest. And before I even started...
By looking at the design.
Yeah, before I even started the weeks, I cut a couple of vegetables, like the same vegetables with each knife. And I noticed with that one, it was the most difficult. I needed a lot of strength to cut.
Course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you open it up and give the camera a good view of that?
I really enjoy the ease of opening it up.
Yeah, you like the flipper tab. Yeah.
I do. I think it feels a little bit, I don't want to say cheap, but too easy the way it just clunks back.
Oh, okay.
I'm used to the spring supported.
The spring, spring assist, yep.
Yeah, other than that, it did pretty well cutting cardboard. Okay. So that was okay.
Okay. Good on you for finding ways to cut cardboard in 1 week of use. Good job. A plus. Next up.
The gray one.
Yeah.
I think I would say was my most favorite. I really I quite enjoyed the weight of it. I enjoyed the sharpness. Because I cut my thumb, I couldn't enjoy the opening mechanism.
Did you cut your thumb with that one? Or
no. I cut my thumb with a cheese grater.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
While doing dishes.
Oh, soft skin and everything. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I couldn't use the opening mechanism because you use your thumb for it.
Okay.
And that was when I just had it cut.
How does it feel right now? Like, let's do a live demo because you've got a functioning thumb.
And that...
it's a little harder. Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's a valid part of the research because, like, how easy...
It's not as fun.
Yeah, are different mechanisms for users who are not used to them. You know, like, how much is their learning curve? Anyway.
I'm sure I would pick it up.
I'm sure you would.
At a decent rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Cutting cardboard was amazing.
Cool.
It went really smooth and easy. Vegetables was pretty easy, especially potatoes and kumara and sweet potato.
Sweet potato, yeah. We're New Zealand sweet potato.
Probably the easiest with this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's, now that we've finished with the blind part of it, I could tell you this is probably one of my favorite budget knife blade shapes. It's like a real similar silhouette to like a Spyderco or something like that, but without the hole, and I just really like the fine point and how it tapers and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I think additionally to that, I would take this to a country like Vanuatu where batoning would be necessary.
Sure.
I don't think I would trust those two.
No, that's...
with that job.
There you go. Listen to you. You know about batoning. You're not You're not a knife newbie. So you trust the frame lock on this a little bit better than...
I trust the frame lock and I trust the sturdiness.
Yeah, cool.
I don't think I would trust...
I think I would agree with you of these knives. Yeah.
For example.
The brown knife.
What I did really like is there must be a magnetic or some kind of locking mechanism that feels really nice right in the beginning. Yeah. And right in the end.
I've said that about this knife. Anyway, yeah.
So I quite enjoy that. Even though I don't like the way the shape looks, it works really easy. Like it makes it easy to cut apples, to cut onions. I think that one performed the best cutting onions.
Okay. It's kind of a kitchen knife-ish shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I quite like it. I don't trust the sturdiness of cutting wood or doing invasive species with it.
Yeah, that's where we chop down the invasive plants here in New Zealand. That's what you see on my chopping tournament. There you go.
And that, I think, looks the best. I quite like the way it's super smart. Like, you could have that in your pocket and it just looks nice and clean. Yeah. I didn't like that there's no, like, permanent locking mechanism. I almost cut myself because I pressed it down and had my thumb still here.
That is a scary thing about a slip joint. That's what you call that mechanism.
There you go.
Slip joint. It's in the name.
Other than that, it was really sharp, and I think it was second best with the onions, which was kind of, how sharp is it really? I really like cutting onions, so
you can feel it when you cut an onion. Before we do the fun reveals, I'll just say, for my viewers' sake, this is an Eafengrow. Well, that's the name on Amazon. It's supposed to be D2, although based on recent testing, I'm having my doubts about whether it really is. This is a SOG Aegis frame lock in 8CR13 MOV steel. Petrified Fish, I don't know the model number, but anyway, it's made out of Sandvik 12C27 steel. Woo! Almost got myself there. And this is Manly Knives Wasp in CPM S90V steel. So there you go. I'm gonna get set up for our next phase. Just a moment. Okay, we're back here after Silas did some goofing off and I set some things up. I'll transfer to the other camera, and I just have like a fun sort of like test to see how Silas's observations match up to what I measured. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Silas is gonna have to read these upside down, so give him some grace. One of these was sharpened on an actual rock. Like, I went down to the river and got a rock and sharpened it with it. you can place them if you want.
All right.
Okay, one of these initially in my sharpening, when I tested them on the best sharpness machine, took the keenest, finest, kind of sharpest measured edge. Which one do you think that was?
Either the black or the brown one.
Well, let's go through the other things, and then you can decide between them.
Let's do that.
One of them was sharpened with my kind of aggressive dual grit technique, where I have coarse edge sharpening on one side and fine on the other. Go for it. And then one of them has a high-tech powdered steel in it, which is 9% vanadium, which is very, very high. Most steels have like less than 1%. Unless they're fancy.
Maybe I redo that. I would say that one is the fanciest.
Okay.
And that one, yeah.
Okay. Well,
at the sharpest edge.
You have surprised me because those are all correct.
Wow.
High five. That's awesome. That's insane, actually. That's so cool. I don't know how much more I should say because we still have a few more reveals. Yes.
So, I noticed this knife is the least sharpest. Or that's what it felt to me. Okay. And I was a little bit surprised because I thought, just from the looks of it, this one would be the one that performs the best. I noticed with those two that they're quite sharp. So, well, I decided for the brown one. And with this one, I noticed whatever I did, it was very versatile. And it always performed really good. And I do know about your sharpening method.
Okay, wow, I'm impressed.
That it does really well, whether it's with a more coarse or more fine.
Yeah, whether you need it to be smooth or really aggressive, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. I didn't realize that you would observe that. That's awesome. Well done. We'll talk some more about it, but I'm going to refrain from talking about them because I want to do a couple more reveals and I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, next one. Most expensive to least expensive. What do you think?
Well, now that you said that one was really rare, I actually would have guessed that before.
Okay.
That it's
the most expensive.
It seems the most, like, the finish is most high quality.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. Well done. That is correct, I will tell you. This, I would say, is probably the cheapest. Okay. Even though I quite like it. Okay. Yeah.
And then with the two of those, I personally would pay less for this one than that one, so.
Me too. Okay. That's good. Okay, so this is correct. And you're right about these two being similar price, but these two are a little bit less expensive. Okay. So there you go. I did not surprise you with something. Well, I'm glad I could surprise you with something. You're nailing everything else. So in terms of USD, these two were about 18 USD. Oh, wow. Each. This one was about 29. And it does have a little bit better steel than either of these. Okay. And then this one is 77. So, and you're mostly buying the steel. The finish is quite good, but the steel is miles better than these ones. Where this one's, it's better than those, but it's not like insanely different. All right. There you go. Okay. Last one. Now, one of these is already given away because of what we did before, but sharpest to least sharp. So we already know that one. Sharpened up to the keenest edge. I'm just making sure we're still in frame here. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's correct. And then, ooh, which one? Yeah. So this is as measured by the best machine, where you push a straight slice through, as I just said. So I think I would go this way. Ah, cool. Okay, there again, you're mostly right. This was the least sharp. Okay, so in terms of best readings, this one registered at 109 grams. This one, the Eafengrow, registered at 214. And these ones were very close, but the one that was sharpened with my edge only registered at 134. Mostly because the best doesn't take into account aggression. And this one was the factory edge that they sharpened it at, and I just did some leather stropping, which took it down to 117. So, wow, there you go. Yeah. Okay, Silas, so thank you for coming on. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's super cool to get observations that are like sort of informed enough to be really interesting, but also like blind, where I didn't give you any actual information. Do you have any closing thoughts or things that you want to mention or have observed?
So if Gabe were to say you can pick any of those to have for yourself, I think I would pick this one. Okay. Because it is the most versatile in my opinion. And I would be able to use it wherever I go, including going to the bush. Yeah, very cool. For a kitchen knife, like a kitchen replacement knife, dedicated, I would probably take this one.
Petrified Fish. Okay.
The brown.
Cool. Yeah. So if you couldn't see that clearly, he was saying that this one seems to be the most all-purpose, SOG Aegis. And I would agree, especially in terms of blade shape and locking mechanism. Like, yeah, it's some of these other ones have things that limit them. The lack of a lock limits some of the functionality that you can use a knife for. This one's a bit thick, and the edge sharpness doesn't stay as well in my experience. And this one, Silas was saying he would, if he had to have a replacement kitchen knife, he'd go for the Petrified Fish, whatever model this is. There's not actually a magnet in there. There's, they've just really tuned in this little detent ball right there. So that's pushing this way, and there's a little hollow in the blade, and so it snaps shut, and it like rockets open. And I find that to be really satisfying too. Anyway, thanks for being on the channel, Silas. If you enjoyed this video style, then I'll put a link up, and I'll put it right over my face so we don't cover Silas's face. Of where I actually looked up different knives on the internet and asked my wife which one she liked best. So that's here. For all the rest of you, I'll just say peace out from the home slice. You guys take care.
Bye.
Okay. Gonna give me plenty of blooper reel. Actually, I'll leave that rolling because I need the audio. Leave it rolling because you need the audio. I can put it in the bloopers.
Hello world. My YouTube link is probably in the description. I've not been on my own YouTube account for about 7 years, so I'm sure there's still some videos up.
So good.